Hello my triple chocolate cookies! I hope you're doing really well. I heard results day was around the corner, so I thought that I would share the mindset shifts and the advice that I have from doing GCSE and A-level results day, you know, over the years that have really helped me overcome all emotions like fear, dread, stress, hopelessness that you might be feeling in the run-up to your own results day this year, which by the way, I'm wishing you the absolute best of luck for, and let me know what you get as well. I'll hype you up in the comments. But at the end, I'll also be sharing a bit more like practical advice if you're interested in the like manifesting the grades that you desire as well. So let's tackle each emotion step by step. The biggest one is probably fear, which is completely normal. You know, you're worried about what you get and you start overthinking, what if I fail, what if I miss my university offer. Firstly, let's take a deep breath, and then something that I hope that you can keep in mind and take away from this video is that it's the same mechanism where the hypothalamus part in your brain activates your sympathetic nervous system, and that triggers the adrenal glands to then release adrenaline. And so that's why you get the like heart beating faster, sweatier palms, slightly quicker breathing when you're excited and when you're scared. It's all about the way that you perceive the emotion, right? And you can change that in your head. You don't need somebody else or something else to convince you. You can literally do that mental work yourself, which is really cool too. If you can decide that, okay, I'm going to feel better about it all by telling myself I'm more excited rather than scared, why wouldn't you? So that's my tip number one. Tip number one. Tip number two is if you're feeling a sense of hopelessness. Again, it's like, oh my god, what's done is done. I can't change anything. I regret not spending more time studying. I regret messing around with my friends. I should have been locking in more. I don't want you to be too harsh on yourself if you are experiencing these emotions. It's a very normal reaction, but that doesn't mean that you need to suffer and keep feeling those emotions. So if you're feeling that hopelessness where it's like a bit of a nihilistic view of it all, try and reframe it again. So it's like you're flipping the coin to actually seeing that as a good thing. There's nothing else you can do more. So why are you dragging yourself through the mental trenches? Why are you like feeling guilty for having fun and telling yourself, oh my god, I don't deserve this because I don't think I did very well and there's nothing else that I can do in my exams? No. This summer is going to be the littiest summer ever, the clittiest summer ever. It's going to be like out of the movies. So enjoy every single day and every single minute of it. It's over now, it's done. You can't change what's on that slip of paper, so you may as well just live life with as much happiness as you can. Like I always say, follow your joy. Do the thing that makes you the happiest. Change your way of thinking so that you're actually glad that you can't do anything else, because that means that you can just do whatever you want now. And if you don't know what to do, you can start up new hobbies or research any interests you have further. I would always recommend going hiking, going on a walk. I recently got back from 3 days of hiking and camping in a Scottish mountain valley, which is why my face is genuinely like covered in midge bites. Oh my god. But it was worth it. The views were incredible, and it was part of like fieldwork for my summer research program that I got onto. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, the third emotion you might be feeling is a lot of negativity, where you're focused on all the things that you think you got wrong. Like, oh my god, I think I got this entire like 16 marker wrong. And to that, again, very understandable, but I want you to remember and recognize that your brain is wired to react more strongly to a negative like circumstance or situational outcome, and it will latch onto that because that means that your brain can then try and avoid a bad thing happening again, which is more likely to lead to survival rather than remembering like a positive thing. Your brain is just wired to have a negativity bias. But again, we can reframe and change our thinking, because that means that for every question that you are convinced that you got wrong, you've probably got so many questions right that you just don't remember. So again, try to not spiral too much about questions you got wrong. Again, you don't need 100% in your exams to get the highest grade. You don't even need 80% in a lot of exams as well. So you can afford to lose a lot of marks. I know that in stoicism, which is something that I always sort of like preach, it's a way where you can change how you perceive a circumstance or situation by reframing your way of thinking, so that you don't react to external circumstances. Your internal state is like relatively grounded and fixed. But if you really like are stressed about it, something that could help, even though it seems counterintuitive, is to genuinely imagine you've gotten 50% on this paper. You've now gone from an A star to a B. You've missed your university offer. Okay, what do you do next? You go to your insurance. Okay, you're at your insurance uni. You're still doing a course that you want. You know, it's not ideal, but you can't say for sure, like, that's not a path that you would come to love and enjoy and be grateful for, because you haven't lived it yet. And so you can get excited about this other path because maybe it's actually more aligned with who you truly are, and the people that you meet, the professors that you meet, the things that you will learn, the opportunities you will have access to will be different, but it might be a better different for you. So like doing that sort of mental activity in your head and genuinely just imagining the worst that could happen, and a lot of the times you'll realize it's not that bad, and it's certainly not the end of the world. I know for me, I didn't get into Oxford and I ended up at Durham, but I remember just being like, oh well, you know, I guess that's just meant to be, and it was. I love it here so much, and I wouldn't change it at all. Durham has my heart, and I am so grateful to be doing my undergrad degree here, because again, that's not to say there's anything wrong with Oxford at all. It's just that for me personally, I know that I would prefer the work-life balance, social life aspects more of Durham rather than Oxford for 3 years undergrad. So again, it is sort of believing that everything will work out, and that belief is what makes everything work out. You have yourself, and that is the most important thing. Regardless of what timeline, what university, what course you are on, I fully believe, and I hope you do as well in yourself, like I do in you, that you have the capability to achieve anything that you want to in this life. If you have a goal, you will accomplish that regardless of what your circumstance is, because you have yourself. You have the drive, you have the ambition, you have the skills, and if you have that, then the external stuff really does not matter that much. You can make things happen in your life, okay? You can search for opportunities yourself and successfully get them too. So please bear that in mind, that your life does not stop. Your life is not capped in any way if you don't end up doing the thing that you think is like best, what the people have told you is the best option right now. And finally, for the emotions part of this video, you might also be feeling a lot of dread about results day and avoiding like going into school. But something that I would say made me really excited to actually go in for my A-level results day is just knowing that that's the last time that I'm going to be a student at my school. And again, this sort of varies depending on how happy your memories were, but I'm sure that you'll be able to conjure up like some happy memories, right, of being at school. Fingers crossed. So yeah, just telling yourself, I'm going to take it all in. It's going to be the ending of my time at this school and all those years that I've spent and the character growth that I've experienced. Phone ran out of storage, so if the setup looks like a different angle, I'm really sorry. Hey, it wouldn't be a honey lemon tea video if that didn't happen. So think of it as just like, yeah, you get to see these people that you spent like the past 7 years, whatever, with the last time. So I would always recommend going to results day. I think you're more likely to regret not going than going. And I really loved my secondary school in sixth form. Will always have like a very fond place in my heart. I now want to touch on how you can sort of manifest these grades that you really want. So manifestation, okay, is happening 24/7. It's your subconscious mind, regardless of whether or not you believe in it, and I need you to know that. So you may as well learn how to harness it to your own benefit. I got all 9s plus 1 mark off a 9 in English language during my GCSEs, and then an A star in biology, geography, and then an A in chemistry during my A levels. And before anyone says you didn't get 3 A star, I know, because I manifested that, because I know that I didn't do enough inner work to manifest that A star in chemistry, which is why I got an A. So I can say this like fully believing it, because I know what happens when you don't manifest consciously in a way. Manifestation is about aligning yourself with the version of you that has the desire and how they would act. So by tackling your emotions, like the negative emotions that we discussed earlier, that helps a lot. You're already halfway there, because if you knew that you were going to get 3 A stars, you would not be acting all stressed and panicked and worried. You would be feeling breezy. So it's like trying to be in the state of somebody who is confident and self-assured, but you also need to normalize the desire in your head, because if you can't normalize it, if you feel like it's too far out of reach for you, like why on earth would you be able to get it, then you will not be able to get it. You need to try and bring that desire off whatever pedestal you've put it on, and so that it's in line and in the same frequency as where you are at right now. Like you need to I feel like that two donkeys kissing. It's like you need to bring the desire and yourself to the same frequency. You can't have your desire higher than yours, otherwise you're not going to be able to reach that. So how do we normalize it? A lot of the times it's repetition and just making it stick in your brain, like repeating affirmations, or I would recommend sticking like post-it notes that have your subject and the grade that you want written on it, just everywhere around the house, where you visit the most often, in your bedroom or in the bathroom, things like that, because that makes it stick in your brain more. And it's like, oh yeah, I could get an A star in chemistry. That's very normal. Also, every night before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, because this is when your subconscious mind is the most receptive to information. I'm guilty of this, but don't just scroll on reels or read the news immediately after you wake up, but do this immediately after you wake up. It really helps if you plaster a smile on your face and you feel gratitude. So gratitude journaling is super duper useful, but it's about actually feeling like you have the desire, and therefore you are so happy, you're so grateful, you are so proud of yourself, right? You need to feel the emotions that you associate with the desire that you want. So in this case, dream grades. Why do you actually want the grades? It's not just because of the grades, right? It's always something deeper than that. It's because you want your parents to be really proud of you, or you want to feel very safe and secure because you got your firm uni choice, because you're going to the sixth form that you want. Replicate those emotions in yourself, by yourself, and then really focus on that memory. When were my parents proud of me, or when was I proud of myself? Because we should not be relying on external validation. When was the last time I was very proud of myself? Think of that memory, feel that emotion, and you need to feel it in your body and, you know, your mind as well, and then that will integrate together and that will make that manifestation so much more probable. But another thing that I really need to mention is to not be too attached to it. So yes, we are normalizing desire, we are thinking about the desire, but we are not attached to it, which can be a tricky line, and it took me a while to get this. But it's detachment is when you know that you are not better off with the desire. You have to sort of be nonchalant about your desires in order to actually get it. From my understanding of like what I've learned in manifestation of the years, it's almost like you are so nonchalant about it that's what makes it come down to the same level as you, because you're like, I could get it, I could also not get it, I'm still fine regardless because I have myself, and that's the most important thing. So it's not being obsessively fixated on it. Okay, that is a very important thing that I need to point out. And then finally, just to end off this video with a little more of a pep talky thing, is that I feel like, especially for A-level results, like nobody cares what you get ultimately. You're at the same university, so regardless of if you got 3 A stars or AAB, you're still at the same place. And if someone cares about what grades you get, that is probably an indicator that they have no life outside of studying. They need to be validated by putting other people down, or they peaked last year. So don't stress about it. And I really wanted to say this because there was a girl that I know who got into Oxford medicine and then missed her offer during A-levels. She used to post on Instagram so often, and I'd be like, oh, what a fire Instagram story. And I just haven't, because I checked, because I was like, oh yeah, I haven't heard from her in a while. Her last post was like the week before results day, and she hasn't posted since. And so I just really want to put that out there, that if you retake, it's okay. If you go to a different university, that's okay, because I don't want it to dim your shine. You are so much more than your grades. You are so much more than your grades. It does not dictate your worth, your value, your confidence, your place in life, you know. Like, you can always improve, yes, you know, like for GCSEs especially, if you get a grade that you're not happy with, use that as motivation for your A-levels. And same with A-levels, use that as motivation for your university grades as well. It breaks my heart when I see people's like light or childlike joy and wonder and stuff fade away or dampen because of grades, or just because of anything really. So I really don't want that to happen to you guys. Please know that you are so much more than that. It is completely understandable if, you know, you are upset by it, and feel that emotion, you know, journal about it, experience it, don't suppress it, but then move on from it. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. I am cheering you on and wishing you the absolute best of luck for results day. Feel free to like type out a whole paragraph in the comments below. I will respond with the whole paragraph as well. I just really want to be there for you guys. Let me know if there are any other videos that you would like to see, and I really appreciate you watching this video to the end. Bye. Mwah. See you in the next one.